Hello everybody, welcome to week 4 of this ethics course, and I just completed reading the midterms for this class and I was very impressed, so you guys did very well. Some of you forgot to put the preliminary responses in on your midterm, and just to show you that, and I have the same thing for the final, if you clicked on to finals week here, week 6, and you clicked on that here, you'll see there's preliminary questions, and I had the same for the midterm, and the reason why you need to complete those preliminary questions is it just gives me some feedback. For the final exam, we'll be asking a couple different questions, but one would be, for instance, on the midterm, were you asked to do any makeup work, and did you? And what was your field trip project on, which actually you completed for the final exam time. Make sure you complete that and start it. There's only a couple weekends left. There's actually 2 weekends left before this class is over. It ends on February 13th on a Friday, so you have to start that research project if you are planning on doing a field trip. It's either this weekend or next weekend, but you don't have to do the field trip. There's other options as well. Okay, clicking out of that. So I just wanted to show you there are preliminary questions for the final. A lot of you forgot them for the midterm. If you did forget them for the midterm, and they were worth some points because I did emphasize that through several emails, I mean, make sure you're reading your MountSec emails daily because I email you guys quite often. If you did forget them, I can give you all of this week to send them to me, so for some points for that, because some of you were probably upset you lost 20 points or what have you, or 15 points. Okay, so you look at week 4, and the first thing you're going to see is check your email for a letter indicating how you did on your midterm, and then the bullet number 2 is going to say start your research project, and I already emphasized that. You only have 2 weekends left on that. Post in the participation forum. A lot of you have commented that you enjoy the participation forum because it feels like a classroom, and that was the whole point of it, and I'm very thrilled with that. And then lesson plans 8 and 9 are required for this week. And then lesson plan 10 is also for week 4. However, if you got it up week 5, because I don't like to give you too many lesson plans in 1 week, you can do lesson plan 10 on Nietzsche. You can do it either week 4 or week 5, but do post it in the week 4 forum. Okay, so let's start here. Lesson plan 8 is on ethics and religion. Lesson plan 9 is on atheism and ethics. And then lesson plan 10 is on Friedrich Nietzsche, who himself is an atheist, but who makes an interesting argument. Okay, so let's start with lesson plan 8. The required reading, to whip you through this real quick, is looking at a BBC website on the different religions. And when you click on one, for instance, on Buddhism, you'll see all these different links, which are a background on Buddhism. You don't need any of them except for the ethics link. And there is a Buddhist understanding of abortion, capital punishment, euthanasia, etc. So there are a view of animals and so forth. So you have one for each of these religions, and I have 7 religions we'll be looking at, again, only focusing on the ethics link. The films for it, just some small little films on the different religions, the Dalai Lama interview on CNN and his view of ethics, a Hindu priest, a Catholic look, Mother Teresa is also included there, Jewish ethics, and then a student of mine did a film a few years ago on the topic, and I thought it was just a fun one to look at. Your post topic is very simple, okay? It's again your perspective on something, and then the ethics exam question for the topic has the 4 bullet points. So that would be lesson plan 8. Lesson plan 9 is ethics and atheism. And you see here a picture of what's called the 4 horsemen. These are 4 famous atheists that 3 of them are still alive today and 1 has passed away. We have Richard Dawkins from Oxford University, Sam Harris, who received his PhD as a neuroscientist from UCLA, and this is Christopher Hitchens, who passed away from esophageal cancer, and then we have at Tufts University, Daniel Dennett. And these are called the 4 horsemen of atheism, the 4 supporters. The required reading here, actually, this is very short reading. Okay, so you're going to like a lesson plan with short reading. I mean, talking very little reading, like Dawkins, God Delusion. See how little that is. So this is short reading. This is the little longer of an article, 4 pages again. And you are familiar with DeWall's work from lesson plan 3 on evolution. Okay, the films for this, the film is really the more stronger focus for this lesson plan. The films are fantastic. You've got each of the 4 horsemen and their representation in film form. So Sam Harris's 4-minute little lecture, Christopher Hitchens, Dawkins, Dennett, and if you Googled any of these guys, you will find tons of material on them and their positions, and I just picked 4 small films for you to watch. Again, only adding up to 25 minutes, but the film portion is very essential to understand their arguments. The post topic here, and it's not only are they arguing, do you need religion to be ethical? Okay, they're arguing, obviously not, but some of them are going to argue something even stronger, that religion hinders morality and can actually lead to immorality. So that's something to address. That's kind of an interesting argument. The exam question, 4 bullet points. Okay, and how do you like my Godbusters down there with the 4 horsemen? Okay, moving out of this, then we have Friedrich Nietzsche for lesson plan 10. And Friedrich Nietzsche, it's tough. He's one of my favorite philosophers, but it's tough to find material because there's so much on him. I wanted to zero in on just his topics of morality. So what I did was I gathered together 10 quotes of his, and you'll see that I explain his position on morality right here in my bold writing. Then I give you a little synopsis of what this area is about, this topic's about, morality as anti-nature. He's not advocating an anti-nature approach. He's advocating a pro-nature approach, but he thinks the moral system in the 19th century that he's dealing with is really anti-nature, arguing for a position that's anti-life. So this is his quote right here. Okay, and then you move to a second quote, and again on that same topic. And then I'm calling part A is the moral problem, and then part B is his solution to that moral problem and what he thinks could lead to a higher sense of morality. And again, my explanation here in bold, and then his various quotes here that follow. Okay, and there's the 10 quotes. If you need any help on this, please post in the help forum. Please email me. I prefer the help forum so that other people can benefit from it. The topic of Friedrich Nietzsche is one of my favorites. So again, I would be more than willing to do anything to help you with that. The film on Nietzsche, here we go. We have Nietzsche's understanding of hardship, which is a very positive view. We all suffer, we all have hardship, kind of a Buddhist understanding, but how hardship can lead to a very positive perspective and how to gain happiness out of that hardship. So it's a 24-minute film. Students like this film because it's very inspirational. The Myth of Eternal Reoccurrence is a film my husband made, which is a really good one that fits exactly with that quote. You did have that quote as one of your 10 quotes. And then this one was for fun. It's the little Big Bang, like 2-minute. Again, Big Bang's one of my favorite shows, so it's a 2-minute clip of that, talking about Friedrich Nietzsche. The post on this is applying Nietzsche to your life and one of his ideas from his quotes. And then the exam question, we have the 4 bullets. This is a little tougher of an exam question because it's really asking you to cover the main ideas of those passages. Again, if you need any help, that's what I'm available for. Okay, that concludes our week 4. And then again, Nietzsche can go up week 4 or early into week 5. And then we'll head to environmental ethics and animals for week 5. And for week 6, we're talking about what's called ethical heroes. Each of them may have their own various foibles and so forth, but they're all also considered inspirational moral leaders in some way. So we have Gandhi or the Dalai Lama. That's a new lesson plan I've added this semester. You don't have to do both of them. You can do both for extra credit, but one is required and you get a choice there. And then you have Albert Einstein for lesson plan 14. A lot of people don't think of Einstein as a moral hero, and why would you place him there? But when you open that up, you'll see it's a lot to say about morality and anti-war. He's a pacifist and all of that. So that concludes my introduction for week 4. And let me click out here, and you'll see that I've already placed it up. This note saying I haven't done the directive, I will take that off because I've just completed that. And thank you very much for listening.